Hello, everybody. Greetings. Welcome. Hi. Hello. Howdy. Hey, how are you? Welcome. Hi there. Hello. What's going on? How are you? Hi, Gala Queen. Hi, Lone Wolf. Poops a Lotto. Illy. What's up? Snug Splash Man. Empty Shadows of Man. Hi, Pionk. Interestingly enough, Sparkles is on too, but I don't think he's going to be hanging out. This is just kind of a separate thing. So, hi Desi, hi Kyrian. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Just remember, if you're going through hell, then keep going, you know? But hi. So I've got a half dozen things I want to get done, and I don't know what, if any, I will get done, but I like things need to be, we need things to not be what they are at the moment. So at least I do. I don't know if, anyone else does, but I do. So, we have a lot of, oops. We have a lot of ME system cleanup that can be done and should be done. We have a fair bit of create stuff that can be improved, and then we have this mess that, while very effective in and of itself, I just, it throws things everywhere, and I just can't help but feel like there's got to be a cleaner solution to what we're doing, So this has 4.491 tera OPs, so I don't know how long that is, but that does seem like that's a lot, and should be enough to remove any if we need to change anything with the reactor or things go down for a bit, then we have plenty of stored power to kind of keep running it. So there's that. Hi Kiva, how you doing? Let me find my inbox. Session expired, son of a bitch. So today will be really not produced, the low production value. We're just here working, like it's my day off. I'm not. It's not the show. It's just, if you want to watch, come along. You're welcome to. But if you don't, hey, I ain't blaming you. Log in there, and then okay. Don't want any of that open. You scoundrels looking at my emails. I see you. I see you out there. Gotta go switch the laundry. Very, very good. What's up, Hunter? I am doing okay. How are you? You got a tooth removed? Ouch. Hi, Kamiki. Hi, Cynthia. Sable, thank you for the 56 months. And Kamiki with the 73. Pi with the 41 months. And Bryce, thank you for the 39 months. Did those play and I just didn't hear them? Or am they not making noise? Nope, they're there. What day is it? What time is it? What's up, Time Q time? Off camera work, but on camera. I mean, that's how I do, right? What? Oh, okay. So, first things we need to do is break everything. And kind of decide how to go about life. I need to determine how I'm going to make the ME system more robust without having any idea of how to go about that, other than knowing that I'm not happy with where it's at. My thought is I have a lot of controllers My thought is to build a controller spine or something like that and then have things coming off of it. But I don't know whether I should do that as a dense or if I should do that as a thing or if it doesn't even need to happen because we have kind of a spine going down. And so I just need to optimize legs and peer-to-peer sections. One thing that, or point-to-point, one thing that I was kind of curious about was, can I take a tunnel? And do we have an anvil somewhere? Like some of this is, some of today is going to be me experimenting, trying things I haven't done before, which is what experimenting is, as you probably was able to put together. But I wanna see a couple organizational things that I haven't tried before. I don't know that I necessarily need to, you know, mark it as like point to point. I feel like that's fairly self-evident, but where even did I set up the? I'm suddenly lost in my own base. It's over here. So this goes right here. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. If I place it, can I see what I named it? And the answer is no, which kind of sucks, but at least now we know. It would have been nice if I could have taken that name and, you know, like, been able to look at this and see potions, point-to-point tunnel, or something like that, instead of it just losing it. But because it's not so much the outbound side, although that's what I tested, it's more the, like, over here, knowing which one this goes to. This is Gary Channel's TED, but to where? I have to, like, look at it and go DD6F and then look around to figure out what is it that I've disabled, you know? So, that's the, I don't know if issue is the right word, but that's what I was kind of checking on. But today's gonna be a lot of wheel spinning while I try and think through how I can make myself hate all of this less, you know? What's up, Hermit Forge? Exactly, Sunny. Hi, iBolts. Hi, Chloro. What's up, Sigmeyer? Hi, Taylor Marie. I did see Pionk do something really cool that I had never really considered, but that I think I'm going to, for all the things that, ideas that she's borrowed from me, I think I'm going to borrow a couple ideas from her as a start. Thoughts on the shit that's happening in India? Well, I'm not that up on current world events, and even if I was, I'd probably keep my thoughts a little bit to myself, just because while I'm not nearly as adverse to speaking my mind as Jordan is, it's still, you know, there's still a certain amount of prudence involved in depending on what it is that's happening. So, I don't know. I'm working on Minecraft, you know? see. Isn't this just a snowman that we can recreate if we need? Is it? I don't really feel like there's a reason we need to keep a snowman around forever and ever, right? On the other hand, Jordan wants to hold on to this stuff for nostalgic purposes, which is fine at all, except that it gets in the way of things. But what's up, Spiky? So let's try this. Can I take a memory card and copy that? And then just over, because I actually picked up an interface somewhere. Over randomly right here for now. Can I put that there and have that all be there? I can. So that means that I could take that and put all this away. And now that has been moved elsewhere. So it's no longer there. The cell workbench does not need to be into the network. So that can go somewhere else. The spatial anchor can wait until later. In theory, the storage bus should be against this guy. Excuse me. I sneezed. You might have noticed by the sneeze. And then ultimately what I'm trying to get to here is having... Need that to not be there. Well, that's interesting that that died. Why did that die? Is there a max length? Yeah, it's max length. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a random ass number for it to be max length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure, blocks must be animated as we get it. 7 by 7, yep. Okay, well, 7's max. Be kind of nice if I could move this top one down. But there is some work to be done to do that. Now, let's see if this works. The 2950. Copy current device configuration. Boom. And then if I put this right here, cable it, and then copy it. Does it go 2950 again? And reconnect carry channel 0. It should go to 9. It's unlinked. So that does break the other side. So the question becomes, where was the other side? Because I don't know. We have 9 channels dead somewhere. Where? Don't know. I think it might be you. It is you. No, not loaded. Oh, wait, that is right. Unlinked. How interesting. Okay. So we'll clear that. Take a new device configuration, 8 AED. And I can copy this up and then put it there, and that should link. Hey, there's a picture there. Verkey! An ME controller floor? Yeah, unfortunately, right? All right, and now that's linked and everything's on again. 9 channels. Got it. So that moves 1 down. Now we need to find 1193. Carry channels 49. Which means that wherever that pops out, it has to come out into a dense thing. It's not you. Where on earth am I carrying 49 channels to a point-to-point? We don't have that many. Oh, right here, probably, right? Yep. Okay, 1193. I was like, where on earth? There's no way I could ever figure it out. Oh, it's right there. And then we need a clear the card. Get a new configuration from here. AO75. AO. And then if I mark that as AO75, it's linked and that's connecting. 49. All right. So now that's moved down to there. Which means this only has that guy connected. I can do that. And then I need a piece of dents. Do I have a piece of dents? Not at the moment. My system's not exactly accessible at the moment either. Well, that's fun. Who's having fun now? Okay, this is the power that powers it. Where's that point? There it is. Okay. That should juice it up. And then I should be able to do just a crafting terminal here. And get into... Ah, none of these are connected because they're literally not connected. Got it. There you go. All right. Dense cable. Wow. I can't make a single dense cable because I have no quartz. I probably have quartz. I just don't know that I have it found. That's my problem, is this controller, this storage bus isn't online right now. So if I take a anchor, just for now, lock that off, and then put that there, then actually, this should be fine. That should connect everything. And now I should be able to make dents because I should have access to... Oh, I even already had some. So got that going for us, which is nice. So take dents, put that there. That's just a storage bus onto that. I feel like this gets logs. So here's a question for you. If I pick this up, and instead of that, I take this and I put it here, that should work, right? Yeah, okay, so that filled that up. Now, can I take my controller linking tool, mark this controller, and then just put it there? Or is that too far away? Looks like that might be too far away. I don't know if it's too far away or what the problem is. What if I try it over here? Is that closer? I mean, it's a little closer. Yes, that's closer. Okay. So unlink that. Come on, pick it up. What about right there? Can you do it there? How far are we talking here? What's our range? What's our limit? Link to controller and off by 1 error. Okay. So there, and now I can link. How lot are we linking? There we go. And then I can take cyclic item shit and just do boop boop. And now I should have the same exact setup as I had before. 32K without needing either the Tesseract or the storage bus. Bye, Fiasco. What's up, Dutch? How you doing? Is it Miraglyph? Is that the right way to say that? Chloro, thank you the 100 bits. Cairo, thank you the 10 months. Knight Rider, thank you the 33. Brian, thank you the 66 months. Love to hang out in Tinker streams. Glad you enjoy. I really am. Okay, so this has plenty of channels. But I want to do boop. Boop. And boop. Number of items, descending, okay. And then I can just do this right here. So now that's a little cleaned up, and we know exactly how many channels are used up on this top portion. There's not any sub connection that I'm aware of. I guess there's there. I don't know if that actually has any connections or not. I don't think so. 64 channels on this main line, though. Whew. All right. Okay, so I actually literally keep it from connecting on that side. Otherwise, that's it. So that's good, though. We make it really easy to know how many channels we have available up here. We have 16 off of this line, but we also have 64 available to pull in different directions. So that kind of gives us where we're going. Also, do we need a mega torch given that we literally the spawning thing? No, I guess they do happen at night. Not that night ever comes here, but, you know, sub CCM. So you don't need the IO port right now. And then if I break this, the whole network goes down, right? Or does it stay up and then I can just put it somewhere else? Because it's entirely wireless. So it's like I don't need it here, you know? I'd rather have it be by the reactor, to be honest. All right. So you have plenty of energy, plenty of everything. That's all fine and dandy. So no worries there. And now this is clearing up nicely. We have a fluid storage cell, 4K, holding lava. This holds potion, water, and other things. And then we have our two goofy-ass fucking creative busted ass levels. I have 388 levels on me right now. I don't know what PCM and AB are, but it sounds like you're sick and you should feel better. All right, now this is all busted right now. So we want to go into that. See, what I do is I take this guy down. And this is just inscriber press and all that. Let's put link patterns away. Don't need that facade right now. Not sure what I was crafting with the crafting card, but it's probably missing from something that's important, which it would be this guy. And then I can put this away. That away. This way. No, that way. I can go up there. And then I think we're done with controllers right now. All right. And what if I did, instead of it doing it there, I did it here. So this becomes this pattern provider right there. That pattern. Desi, take the 1,000 bits and the sploosh. Boom. Very satisfying. Much satisfying mini wow. And then it's just the import on the bottom, right? Like the import doesn't have power. Just trying to think if there's a way to do it without needing to, like, cross the T's and dot the I's and shit. But, like, we could easily do just that. And keep that on a secure line. Feels like there's got to be a better way to do it. Is anything... Okay, nothing is missing channels. We don't have this bottom line connected, but if we can give ourselves some extra dents so that we have some space, then that means that we can bring this line in. And now, instead of that being separate, we connect right here. Hey, I grabbed the wrong thing. And go there, and then that all connects, and it's going into dents, so there's no channel overlap. The only problem is now I need this to be smart. So I can see the number of lines on that one. And then also right here. So 14 or 16 on that one. So now we know how many channels are on each of these sets, and everything's nice and wholesome, and we can add more to that as necessary. We have a peer-to-peer tunnel that's offline, and I don't know what it did, but I can put that there and reconnect it. It's unlinked, so God only knows what it was supposed to go to. So that could be busted, which is fun. CC52, that one's linked. Wasn't the far end one, right? No, that one's on. Maybe it's the one for these setups. They show is online at least. Red? Am I late? I feel late. Also confused. You're not confused. You're red. What's up, man? How you doing? Where the hell would CC52 be? Or not to be? Everything shows is online that I can see. So maybe that's an unused point-to-point. It probably is used, and I'll find it at an awkward time. But for now, we're going to declare it as not in use. Okay, and we'll put that there. Add in our drives. And that'll hook up there. We still have channels, so that's connected. And now our area of working here is clear. Do. Why is this getting lava put into it? That implies that there's nowhere for the lava to go, which shouldn't be the case. Because that does have the void, the destruction card in it, right? Yeah, that's what that card is, the overflow destruction, and this one has it. So it should be accepting the lava into that instead of filling up this interface. feel like this should be extract only. Like these should be... not putting fluid in there, but they can this because it crafts itself. So this requests the items that it needs. I don't think this is connected to the main line though. Oh no, it's right there. No. This connects to that, which this is all offline. None of this is connected. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Well, it wasn't what I was thinking, but it's what I was wondering. So if I take its device configuration and then pick that up and put this, move it back there, and then I can copy, add the crafting card, use the memory card to copy it back in so we're not down all that. And then I just need to have a cable connecting this. And now that should reconnect this. The lava got pulled out, or at least the lava got deleted. It's adding the pieces in, and then we need the storage bus on top of it. Which is, we don't want to connect to here. That's not at all what I wanted. Well, if I turn this, still not what I wanted. If I turn this into quartz fiber, and I put that there, then I can take that off. And then I just need... like so. And that should power up everything. And this should again be extract only on that. That gives me power. That gives all this. These are all online again. Or at least that's subnet. Don't need that there anymore. And I can take those down, and that I can put the quartz fiber here, and then just add in, actually let's do the quartz fiber there, remove that, and then add in this. And so now that gets power just kind of underneath there, nice and pretty like. But everything should generally be working. We should still have our Certus available. I'm a little curious that we have 1648 Certus. That's... that's confusing. Where would it be going? Why would it be there? Why is there a chest here that nothing is connected to? But the other thing I can do is I could take and just put that there, hook that onto that line, and then I don't need this guy right here. Not that that's an efficient use of that, but... hang on. Actually, I don't want those to connect. So I would want that there. Well, No, let's not do this. Let's not do that. And let's just do it like this. And then that way I can do the crafting terminal here, pattern encoding terminal here, add the pattern access terminal here. And that's numbers sort. Take all this. And that gives me my stuff. These all hook in by way of these cables. Granted, it takes a couple extra faces, but, you know, we could save face. What's up, Wild L? Put our blanks in there. We're shooting blanks over here. And then everything's good on that line. This is all fine. This main spine is getting kind of nasty. But where does it even go? It's like a cable to nowhere. Ah, into here. Gotcha. What is it waiting on to craft more? Is it because it doesn't have a place to put it? That's what it is, isn't it? It doesn't have anywhere to send it. All right, so there's a lot we could do to, I feel like, improve our simulation chamber area. And then this is silly. We decided to take this down, didn't we? So this is all dead. It's going to erupt into chaos here in a second. I'm going to try and pull all this out. I guess I can just do it by hand. Get that. Take this off. And that's clear. I feel like I should be able to put an export on this subnet and have that instead of this guy and have that still work. So this is the power down to there, but it doesn't have to be. Oh, it's also the storage buses into those. What's up, Sandor? So, I'm saying that we can take this export and put it here. for regular Certus. And then using a yellow cable. That should work. It's offline. Okay, so these don't have power, right? It's the best way to get over to that. We do that and that, then I can just run along here. That pulls that in, and then that properly exported. So that just works. Make sure that pulls in properly. This is uncharged. So a bit of an issue there. I can just easily go like that. And now that should be properly charged up. That pulls in, goes there. Okay, so that's all working correctly. These are all here. And now that export isn't on the main network. And this is cleaned up on how many connections and stuff we have. That said, I can also take this guy right here and break him. Take that and that. Put the quartz fiber here. And then add in the blue there. And now that should be powered off of what's already there without having to go up to that top connection. So this should all be online, running correctly. Picking up pieces. I should have 1996, 1997. Okay, so that's all correct. Again, there's a whole bunch of Certus somewhere that I don't know where it is. It's got to be in just in the drawers. Because I've emptied the disk before, and there's not much on the disks. So we just have that in the drawers. Which is interesting, because I think that we might... Under normal circumstances, you'd want this to be higher priority, but I think we want this lower priority. So that it pulls from the drawers first before pulling from here. I think. Because that's not going to affect the insertions, because the insertion's on a different subnet. So we actually want this to be lower so that anytime we pull stuff out, it pulls from the drawers first, and it only comes to this when it has to. What's up, Norton? Hi, Kemi. So that all is working correctly. And significantly less connections and whatnot there. And this is cleaned up a little bit. This is still a forking travesty. But I don't know that I have working on that in me at the moment. What are we... What's create running right there? Why do we have a spinny... Oh, but wait, no? Oh, is that this? Yeah, okay, so that's this guy. So this doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there. Okay, clean that up a little bit. And I don't think really any of this mess is really doing a whole lot for anybody at this point. That's not what I wanted. What if that deleted all the levels? Oopsie daisy if it did. Did it even go in my inventory or did it just disappear into the ether? There it is. Tiny little guy. All right, still good there. And that feeds those. That's fine. Okay. So those aren't, none of that is needed or used. I can put the spatial back here. And that's live and on the main network. Then we can continue our job of connecting this. Kind of wish the plug wasn't there. Can I just put the plug into an energy acceptor and have that on the line? So if I do break this, we lose power to everything. Or it can keep running off of stored power, but nonetheless, you're gonna run out sooner or later, I think. Yeah. And then have a dense cable here. And then an energy acceptor here. And then the point onto here. And does that juice it back up? Interestingly, no. Yes, kind of. It's slow, but it works. Okay, and then this needs to come over that away. You missed the random buzz, buzz, buzz. Okay, so that should make all the CPUs available again. And then, so now I can cover that. And take down the rest of these and move them. I didn't want to move them until, I had the other ones hooked in, so I didn't run out of, you know, not have any CPU processing. Okay. Both of these. Might be getting too close to there. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. Now the big question, do I go across at each one or do I go up and down again? Probably up and down again. That ain't right at all. I don't care who you are, that ain't right. That boy ain't right in the head. Save the torch for some reason. I don't know why it's like I'm fundamentally against shit just falling down. Sense of preservation or something, I don't know. Yet I've become okay with the slabs doing it, so I'm fickle, okay? I'm fickle on what I care about. You never really know. Okay, and then into here. Might as well just call it a day here. There's one more. 2 more. And then 10 more. Okay. There you go. Should be 14 CPUs online. Good. And then we need... Oh, it's the full, it's not the slab, right. What's up, Silverwolf? Isa Shendon. So much Skyfactory. It's too much Skyfactory. Hi, Appeared Bear. Hi, Kate. All right. That gives us a few more, while also saving us a lot of space. And I didn't have to break anything. Well, for long. I think everything's just working. So, cleaner down here. We know how many channels we have separated properly. We have that going over. And this is easy enough. Hi, Osama. I think you're the turkey. Put that there so I know how many we're dealing with on that side. And this is cleaner, except for this clusterfuck. Took down the bits and bobs all through here. And then this guy needs some serious change. At least a little bit of change. What if we did this just down like this? Did I use up all my facades already? I got a couple, but not many. Okay. All right, that connects that a little bit more directly. This can come down. Like so. Perfect, except for the missing one. What's up, droid? How you doing? This man just flies everywhere he goes. Look, I can stick to the ground, but who wants to do that, you know? Hope you're doing well. Let's do that. There we go. And then fix that spot right there. That gives us a cleaner line there. This is still pretty dumb, but it's just doing work for me. And we have the things for it. Everything's working right there as well. The wireless is going. That's good. So now that should fix up the ME system a little bit and make it so that we don't have quite the rat's nest. I didn't have to rebuild everything, but we were able to rebuild a few things in a way that laid it out a little bit cleaner. You want to be Miles? Miles Morales? Cell workbench. I don't know. I assume... Nice. I assume that the spatial anchor can pass a channel. Speaking of which, that's dense. Do I have any regular smart? I do. That should be like so. That's 8. That's 7. Okay, so yeah, that does pass through. And we can have that kind of back there. Not that I love it there, but I don't hate it there, you know? It's not about loving, it's about not hating. Oh, look at this white pearl trader. what is this doing? It's just dumping what's in there, and this is... Does anything even end up in here? It's got to, right? There's no way this is just sitting here not doing anything. Right? Ah, the hopper upgrade. Grabbing clay balls and flit. Got it. Okay, good. And now I need the ugly wrench. I would like to take a moment to just observe that we have 1.1 million seeds, so that should be covered. I don't believe we'll need more. Yeah. Why did that have a scrap on it? Did anybody else see the netherite scrap there? Roll the tape. There was a netherite scrap on there, wasn't there? Swear to God, that was a netherite scrap that was on there. He had a fro. They all do. How could that have possibly gotten on there? Where would that have come from? That's confusion. Oh, well, don't care. Okay, so we need to get some blaze burners over here. And blazing on that. We should be able to have a tesseract. I've literally taken tesseract down. Where did it go? Ah, I see. So that's on me. I was like, where else would I have storage? That's my backpack. My backpack would have storage. Do we have Endario fluid cable? 200, 150. Is 200 even any good? What does the cyclic move at? Probably doesn't tell you. Cyclic doesn't do anything that's useful. Other than, like, in that regard. Alright, so we want fluids, Wawa, activate, and then... we want this. Maybe I need to replace that because it's cyclic. Yep. And then that pull. I think the first bit was it just pulling in. I think the second bit was it running out of buffer. I think that's as fast as this can go, which to me says that we need to get a tank, a large tank of water. Ironically, to fill a large tank of water, but nonetheless. What tanks do we have? We have the black hole tank. That gets into the... If we go bigger than that, then that gets into the craziness of industrial foregoing, which you should probably figure out, mind you, rather than avoiding it. But that said, I think for the moment I'm going to keep avoiding it. Why can you not make me this? Hello? Give me that. What if I put it here? I do that there, and this fills up with Bucky's, and then now I take ugly wrench and I hit there, and then that provides water down, and so now whatever it is that was using water now has all the water it needs. I don't know how much pressurized fluid tank on Ender IO can hold. Why are you the way you are? It's just quartz inside there. I know Sparkles was talking about setting up Enderio on the auto crafting. Painting machine doesn't work. I would bet that he did for all the talking he did about it. I don't know where he did. Down here, because he asked about where he could put stuff. So the alloy smelter. So if I do a pattern of fused quartz at a processing pattern here, using that. And I put it here. Then I should be able to say I want fused quartz. And it should start cranking. And now that's going. So we can now make our pressurized tank to see how much it holds. Where's Wawag being generated? Right underneath here, right? Yeah. So that's a 32 bucket. Okay. Nothing amazing. What's up, Pearl? Jumbo tank. That ain't bad. Near. I hate that I have to shift to see it. That's silly. So 67 out of 1,000 bucks. Okay, so that's a better tank. And then I don't have to do the industrial foregoing stuff. At least not yet. I can continue to avoid it. And that should make it so these things can run better. We need to go get some blazes. My assumption would be that we did not get extras. I have a crafting card, which is a little bit concerning. You have it. You have it. Where would I have pulled a crafting card from? Not the export on that. That would have been silly. Well, I'm aware of that, Norton. I'm just trying to, preempt it. I also pulled a redstone. Oh, it was out of the, yeah, okay. That was out of the, well, maybe it was. Not sure. I'm going to pretend like I know that it was out of the thing that I took down, the crafter. To pretend like I'm confident about that. 99 different fucking wrenches in my pack. 99 different fucking wrenches. Okay. So we haven't gone down any of the Britannia line. Is there anything... I don't know what, if anything interesting there is in the Britannia line, but... Right, so we have water in this now. And then we need to get blazes. How's the blaze spawners going? There's those. He know AI'd this, didn't he? All right, there we go. That'll give us some extras as well. Tool belt. Not a bad shout. Do I have a curio slot for it? Torso, I think. I haven't tried one way or the other, Mirglyph. Don't have the straws I need. Where did I set up the roller? Wasn't it right here? Do I have straws in there already? I do not. So I need some bamboo. We don't have a ton of, but we have enough of. Hi, Andy. Okay, there's enough straws. And then this becomes a matter of like that. And then do. I'm falling. Okay. And then no foreign answer. To be a dancer. Can I export into a fluid pipe with a fluid? This is a question I have. This whole thing is 11 of 16, so I can pull off of there. Astrid! Ah, yes, the interface. You're right. It is the way. My only concern is if that's going to be fast enough, but nonetheless, I have no mechanical power that's anywhere near where I need it to be. Except for the Jardonger. To be a dancer. Chain drives from here down this fucking windmill. Predictable. All right, and then boop, and I can turn this, and then I can shove my shaft in over here. Grow my shaft out as long as I possibly can. Might not be long enough. It's typically the case. But I think the weird part's going to be the right angle right here. Then get a gearbox. Let's see, is he working? What is it called? The steam engine. But you need to know how to make a block of copper. And then... Was it here that I started Smashies, or was that in TCG? I'm confusing the two quite a bit in my head as I'm trying to keep things straight. I don't think I have Smashies here, right? Yeah, no, I did. This is Smashies. Okay, so going off of gold Smashies. Let's do that. And then you go there. You come down to the tree. And now I'm like, I want 5 pistons. Steam engines. Cool. think I'd rather have them be horizontal, though. Seems like that'd be easier to... Wow, that looks terrible. I don't know what's wrong with that. Tooltip, but that looks bad. Usually it looks okay-ish, and that does not. Another concern just becomes, are we generating enough lava to maintain this? But we are still at 32,000. Do you think I get rid of the destruction card? As long as the others are set to... As long as the others are set to not accept lava, then this just sits there. It does fill up the interfaces weirdly, though. What's up, Freelancer? The hammer for making plates has no durability. Well, here we are. What's up, Max? I had stuff to do and figured I'd just go and do it, you know. Days off are for weak leagues, right? Sleepy Sepoy, thank you the 5 years, by the way. But I love you, too. Pearl, thank you the 500 bits. And Magic Man with the 23 bits. Or 23 months, excuse me. Guys, go follow Max. He doesn't stream much, but what he does, he's amazing. Because he's amazing. And we love him so. So, we're using up all the water for what? Where's all my water going? And why can't I see inside this? Can I make it so I can see inside this? I can't. Max, do be my brother. I remember this being kind of a bitch to do. What is it that I had to do? Besides not fall. He's maximum max. That's not what I wanted. Whatever it is it's a bitch to do, I did it wrong. Alright, there. And then I get myself fluid. Like that. Does it need to be a tank that I connect it to so that it can connect? Yeah, it needs to be something that it can connect to. Surely I've got another tank somewhere in here somewhere. Good. Excellent. Wonderful. I appreciate water pushing me around for no reason and causing this to happen. It was everything that I ever wanted and more. And now my wish comes true. You have truly made my night. So there, and then ugly wrench, not paint can, ugly wrench. There, and then pick this up. And I think that's double timing the water. I'm not sure. You guys, does that feel like that's working? I don't know if I feel like that's working. And you do it one over. No cyclic, no. Okay, bye. It's fucking gone. Fucked off. Actually, I do need that pipe there anyway, though. So, So it'll work here, but not there, is what the implication is. That also doesn't seem to be working properly. I have a bucket somewhere, right? I've invented buckets. Not what I wanted. Good. Excellent. Everything about this is going exactly the way that I had ever envisioned it. I don't want you to waterlog. I want you to not waterlog. Good. Wonderful. Excellent. I'm happy. Everything's happy. Good. We've doubled up on this. Look at how well it's going. Now we do have the aqueous accumulator, so maybe we figure out a way for this to go fuck itself. Okay, that's fair, but obnoxious. There you go. Have I ever mentioned I don't like cyclic? I know I've been pretty quiet about it, but there are times, you know? Also, that aqueous accumulator is in the weirdest random fucking place right here. Now, did I put that there or did someone else? Because it seems like something I probably would have done, but I'm annoyed about it, so I want to blame someone else, you know? In fact, I'm almost positive I did it. Why is that pouring out there? Ah, I see. Waterlogged planks are awesome and a menace. Now that seems like that should be working. Can I speed this up? Will it accumulate more if I speed it? Well, that definitely seems to be putting more water in than we're taking now. And then I don't know whether the flux linkages work on the aqueous. It seems silly, but because it doesn't use RF, but maybe. Nope, won't even go into it. Okay. Oh, well, we're here. We're at 344 buckets, 350. So that seems to be working better now. Now we have more water and all that, and this has enough water. The size, it's complaining about my size, which I understand, you know. Like, I get it. How are we on lava? Lava's still at 32K. So that doesn't seem to be consuming too much from us. Now, that gets us basic, create like a moderate increase in stress. Question is where the fuck do I put it? What if instead of here, I put this here? Hey, that's not the right thing. And now I can just do a vertical here. And I can whip out my 5-shafter. Then break that. Put this here and that there. That broke because this sped up. Which means this needs to go slower. The problem is less slowing it down and more connecting it into this after it moves, because it'll be the wrong spot. And going the wrong direction. So I need to slow down more than that. Rotational speed control is a bitch. Not too much of a bitch, but a little bit of a bitch. Alright. Fuck this for now. Why must I be... Hi, Ars. All I've been doing lately is eating pizza, and all I want to do is order pizza. It's a little silly. What's up, Kapow? I will not. All right, so that's the... Rotational is precision, right? Which is go roundy, roundy, round. Also, we need more facades. There you go. You want ice cream so bad, but the store didn't have the one you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if I'm going to work it down here, then I do want this up here. So I'm just going to continually move this back and forth until I can no longer move it back and forth. Let's do it out here. Running into problems where I have the gearbox against a gearbox. Okay, I need some rubbers. Gotta make deployers. Did I get the polished rose quartz on Autocraft? Ah, I seem to have broken this as well. Got it. I do believe there needs to be a... How is this connected? I connect down to there. It's like it goes there. Oh, I see. So that goes there. And then we need a casing on it. And then little guy goes there. I don't feel like this is how this is supposed to go. Oh, well. Okay, that's how that's supposed to go. I don't know what the fuck I was doing before, but... Casing stop rotational contact? Well, yes. They encapsulate it so that these two don't connect. All right, so did I get my rose quartz? I did. Okay. So do we have Electron on Autocraft? We do. So for deployer, we need that, and then we need to teach it how to make this. Which means we need to teach it how to make brass smashy. Technically that works, but I ain't gonna. And then smashy go there. And deployer and that are assembled. So now if I need deployers, and I need 3 of them. Oh, I took the casings out, and so it made more. Right. Makes sense. Let's extend our rubber out. Turn these. Shaft them up. Put this here. Break that. Replace it with this. Now our pokers are poking. Extend this out one. Slide my shaft in there. Actually, I don't think I needed to do that. Maybe I did. That's going the wrong way. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so extend this out here. Pop that. Slip my shaft in here. Put the gearbox there. And then I can put that there and slide a rubber on here. And now that's going in the right direction. Extend that out a little bit. Put that there and there. Put my rubber on. Add in gearbox. Shrink that a little. That's going the right direction. This comes back here. And then I need like that, maybe? Yes. So now we've got a sushi. And for precision, so it's got to go through a basic cogwheel, a large cogwheel, and an iron nugget with a gold plate smashy starting the process. I don't know what happens when it breaks. What does it give me? Random salvage? So if I do a golden shaft, or golden smash, put that down, and then that should stop there. And now we need exports with crafting cards. Probably accelerated as well. So many buttons to push. And then on the precision, it's small, large, nuggy. So small there, large here, and then iron nugget, which I don't know if the system knows how to make, but we might have lots of anyway. Or we might not. Those are our options. This has 12 of 16, meaning it can handle 3 more channels. Okay. There we go. Hey, you know what I didn't do right? Okay. I can't bring this too far in. I think I can bring it one in and then have that there and that there. Bring this out, put that rubber on there, that goes there, and then gearbox here and there. And then that should fix that problem. These got to go around 5 times. Probably one will break, but I'm curious what they look like when they break anyway, so... All right, so now those should be done. Interesting. So when it says random salvage, it literally means random shit. Curious. Sure, the one thing I pick up. That's 2 free channels. Yes. It's also not channels I needed, so when and if I need them, I will. All right. So that gives me some precision mechanisms. Without any elegance of auto-crafting or doing it well, but they are there. So rotational speed controller should be basic bitch at this point. Good, thank you. I needed those. Okay. Now... I need a speedometer. What am I trying to match here? $16. Basically as slow as you can go. And this guy is moving at... $64. It's a fucking speed demon. Okay, so this should be 16. And almost guaranteed this is rotating the wrong direction, as is tradition. Nope. This one too high, however. But that'll be fine, because then I can use the chain drive. So, but before we go that far, let's look at this. We have... 2,816 stress remaining. And then we should see an improvement here. We have 84,736 remaining, which is not quite what you'd expect, since this is supposed to be making 147,000. So you can explain how 147 plus 20,000 equals 100. Each engine only does 16K. All right, there's 147. Is that all the ones that it needs? Yeah, okay. Which then brings us back to, how do I hook this son of a bitch up? What's up, Membo? How do I want to build this? Puts me back up to here. Can you? Suppose I always assume you can't, but maybe you can't. Can you rotational speed control on its side? No. So what I could do is... Where did all my verticals go? There they are. I do that to there, and then I hook this guy up to there, and then I put this guy on its bottom. And this should be 16 in the wrong direction. But I think I can invert that, can't I? That's going that way. There we go. And then... Because I can't just put it, gearbox here, or else this will all switch around. So it's got to be done slightly differently there. Although... Yeah. Okay. So I have to lift this up, bring it over, and then right here, boom, boom, boom. That's tied in, and that gives us The 157. It's still not as much as I'd expect. Oh, that's remaining. Okay, 170. That's correct. Okay. All right. That gives us all the things we need there. Ten of 16, 2 of 16. So why not first send these all on their way? Why not do boop, 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 and disconnect there. And then that should be... like that. Not sure what that's doing. I like that we're intentionally not connecting here. And we have a plug up here. Or a point. Also, we're making brass here, and we're not importing it. Some of this very well might be me, too. Like, oh, it ejects over to there, and then that's available. Okay, so now that makes more sense. I mean, not a ton of sense, but like a little bit of sense, right? Apparently, I really wanted brass on tab. Power draw used to exceed cable transfer speed? I see. Well, not at the moment, because everything's shut down, so... that ain't a problem at the moment. But... I also don't know if, again, I don't know what the max of the cyclic is to know whether the Endurio would do better. But just to verify, we still are at max lava. Okay, so that feels like that's running perpetually. And that juices our stress capacity dramatically. For the Jardonger. Did he never figure out how to get these to go further? He got sidetracked. Ten of 16. Could be problematic. Add at least 4 more in. Because this needs the glowstone, right? It's glowstone, then gunpowder. Also, how's the membrane getting in there? Did I put that by hand? Had to have. the other side. Hey, that makes more sense. Let's see, what do we got down here then? I don't know if the recipes even matter, or they probably don't matter because it's like he's already made the stuff, I think. So it probably didn't need it, and he just did it by hand, as is tradition. Slow falling, not juice, to a bigger one. Also, what did we need slow falling for? Is the bigger question. Probably this guy. Curious. So in order to make this one, splash potion of slow falling, you brew a slash potion of, is this, okay, so there is a 1 minute and 30, and that one's made by awkward splash potion. Potion of slow falling 130 to gunpowder. That doesn't do a whole lot of good. Now does it? Goes to that one. And that one is not crafted. But it can brew with redstone. But can I do redstone and then gunpowder is the question. And is that correct? Is that the correct one? Weedle! Four minutes. Craft the wyvern projectile gravity compensation. Missing a slow falling 4. If I put that into the system, wyvern projectile gravity compensation, it has it. Okay, so that is the one. Why do this when you already have a bow upgraded? Why play the game when you can, you know, not play it? All right, so that all works. And those are all set. What we could do is instead of that, we could go to dense. swap that out with dense right here. And then take this down like so. This becomes a smart cable, so I can see where we're at. Tells me I have 3 channels I can still fit on that. But then I can also bring that's just one, but I'd be able to split that off. Do. Thinking. Put that there, and then add in some anchors. And put that there. And now I have a singular channel here that I can then carry down and do the different bits on. I wonder if I could do... Might have to sneeze, might not. Maybe there, maybe not. And then an import. So then it would be, if I wanted a splash potion of slow falling, the 4-minute as a result, and I give it a glass bottle. And I add that pattern in here. Does that actually work? Needs to craft one. Wait. Interesting. It didn't detect that it got it? Oh, it pulled it back before it could. So, what if I did a... I mean, technically I could go either direction. I could either invert this, or I could just say this is the exact one you want. But let's do glass bottle here. And then let's grab a glass bottle and finish it. Finish him. Because it pulled it off before it could finish filling it, I think. So then that pulls that, and then it sees the crafting complete, and the wyvern gravity is there. So if I were to do another one, now that works correctly, and it works. Cool. Where these are dedicated depots, you could just put the... You can save yourself the inverter card and just do the actual end product. But if this was a shared one, then you could do the inverter card, just be like, hey, I don't want this one that... don't take the bottle off, let it finish up. you know? So that should work as well. Yep. I do belts. Well, won't the belt pull the bottle off as well? We can do some Jordonk create right here. Why is it a limited? I didn't want a limited. I just wanted a barrel. Just make me a fucking barrel. None of this fancy barrel shit, just a barrel. It's horrible. It's horrible, I hate it. And then a funnel here. And then instead of this, there. Just do this there with an import. And now if I want a wyvern whatever. Did I stop it before I asked for it? Ah. Nope, that's definitely just dumping it out. You lie! Oh, belts for creation instead. Then I can only use one... Yeah, but it would go through all three of those, so I'd have to set up all sorts of belts and stuff. I mean, I could do a brass funnel and blacklist it and still save the channels. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, be right back. Also, why is my hearts purple instead of the poo brown? Okay. In order to do belts that would save me 2 channels on the pattern protectors, because I would just have one, all the patterns in the one, or pattern providers. So that'd be more convenient. But it would need... No, because I would still need to have each one, because I don't have any way to determine what belt it would have to go onto. So really, I'd just be adding a lot of... I think this is a lot of work to save 2 channels when we're not channel starved at the moment. Got a question for y'all. I'm newer to understanding AE, and I'm curious why he needed to place down the pattern export thing on the depot instead of using an export bus. So if I use an export bus doesn't... it just runs. It's just on. There's different ways that you can kind of modulate it, but ultimately an export bus is not an intelligent device. It just outputs. So I would be putting the glass bottles into here, and I would just be constantly crafting it. There would be no modulating it. Whereas right now with a pattern provider, by setting up a pattern instead, that means that I'm telling it, I want you to create X number. And so I'm not constantly crafting them. I'm crafting them as needed. So it just basically saves me like all that effort in terms of I don't have to then figure out how do I make it from just constantly draining resources? How do I keep the system from filling up with 18 million of the splash potions, etc.? It's just I only need a few. I want it to be able to make it when I want it. And so using a pattern provider means I tell it, craft me 3 of these, not I am constantly making these. Oops. Little slap happy there. And then this was the swiftness. No, it's not swiftness. This was the slow falling. I missed you misreading potions as potatoes, so I thought you were auto-crafting potatoes. I mean, sometimes you gotta auto-craft potatoes, although typically that's more done with a... farm than, you know, this. Which one, hopefully, are we making? Is it this one? Yeah. So here's hoping that's what we're making. And then over to here, this is the strength, right? Okay. Strength, splash potion of strength 2, they're right there. That's the correct one, right? Yes, okay. So, now... I don't think that does what you think it does, Statement. The pattern provider, I believe, will work if this were pushing it out into it, but where that's not, it doesn't like, basically this doesn't pull, but it can't accept if it's pushed. But this doesn't push, so we have to have an import. So that puts everything. Oh wait, now we need the for the swiftness that is used in the Wyvern projectile velocity module. We must have some extras. And then strength. So this is swiftness. This is strength. So Wyvern projectile, this one, if I wanted to, it needs to create one. Build it up, crafted it, did it, no problem. Now we got 2 of those. Assuming this is the one that needs strength. We already have a couple available because of course we do. We've got 10, but what if I don't? So we got to craft 2 of those. Done and done, and the auto crafting completed, which meant that it received all the right stuff it needed, and it's happy. Cool. Okay, so those are done. Didn't do anything with the oil, but we did get further with all the stuff. How's the yellow dye? It's doing fine. How are you? It's fine. So I didn't get to working on the farm at all, but we are in okay shape with that. But I am happy with the progress we made on cleaning up AE a little bit and making that, and we got this up and running so that we're generating a wee bit more stress than we had before. So that's all running well. And then we have these set up to do their auto crafting should we be so inclined. And that's 7 of channels, 7 to 16 channels there, and 12 to 16 there, 19 there, 20 total. And that's working fine off of this. Okay, cool. Create mixers to duplicate dyes as possible. Create mixers to duplicate dyes. I didn't even, oh, that's with the yellow water and mixing with sand, right? That was what one of the things I was looking at originally. Hi, mermaid. But generating the yellow water, oh, that's right. So basically, at that point, we do... This is, what, 12 to 16? So we can do... That's got water. We get an export. As I recall, they don't necessarily even need fire. Export there. And then export there. But it doesn't pull down. I think it just finishes mixing, right? Like, I don't think it'd fall down there. But this would be the yellow dye. And this would be the sand. How did I end up with Snad? Do we have sand? Didn't I just pick that up, or did I not put it in my inventory? I do that a lot. And then this doesn't actually exist. This becomes an import for the block of yellow dye. No need to drop the depot. So, I mean, that's there. I don't know if that's faster than our other mechanisms. Pretty sure these are moving at 128, aren't they? Yeah. I don't... They can't do 256, right? 128's as fast as they go, if I recall correctly. Goes to 256. These aren't direction dependent. So how do I fit this on there? Obviously, we need a large cog. Getting a pile of stuffs again.
Whee! I'm falling!
Large cog there. The controller there. And then I could just cheese it. Of course, then it becomes, how do I get to actually setting the damn thing? All right, so that's as fast as it'll go. All right. Not running anything else crazy like. I don't think I've accidentally sped anything up. I don't think you're serving much purpose there, buddy. Or you, for that matter. I'm crazy. Okay. I don't know if how fast that's making dye is better than the thing, but you know, a little bit more can't hurt, right? So the need for speed, rotational speed. All right. I think I am going to rest the rest of my day, as is supposed to be, but this has been bothering me and on my mind, so I wanted to come on and get a little extra done, and at the very least get the channel situation kind of squared away to where I felt better about how Applied Logistics is the channels on AE are running, and I think we did that. I think we achieved our goal here. So how's it going, Crystal? Sorry, we're shutting down just about as you get in here. But hopefully you guys enjoyed kind of just the chill day. I know that, you know, I wasn't quite as active and crazy. Thank you for the 500 bits as well, Crystal. Just trying to get some cleaning, and figured we'd be you guys could come along for the ride if you wanted it. So thanks all for being here. I appreciate you, and we will catch you guys tomorrow for Skyfactory, and then Wednesday is going to be absolutely crazy. So we'll get more information on you there, but I will see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
You carry the world upon your shoulders. the world.